Hey everybody, how's it going? Like Butter here. Welcome to another Destiny 2 video. Today I want to give my first impressions and my opinions about the beta. I've seen a lot of different opinions kind of swinging around on Twitter and stuff like that. And I want to give my honest breakdown and you know, my complete opinion so far as my first impressions go and what I think of Destiny 2 as a whole. You know, obviously what they have to offer in the beta. So I've seen a lot of people say that they really like Destiny 2. I love Destiny 2. Like, everything about it, the PvE, the PvP, everything just feels like a better version of Destiny 1. Now, the biggest complaint that I've seen, which is quite confusing, is that it looks just like the first one. Now, I don't know if people are kind of losing how sequels work, but sequels are meant to be better versions of the first one with continued story, new loot, new items, new graphics, updated visuals, that kind of thing. And that's exactly what Destiny 2 is. It has the same mechanics as Destiny 1 because it's Destiny. The shooting mechanics, everything feels very similar. But you can tell a drastic difference in the particles, the graphics, the shaders, like almost everything, like just the design of the planets and the way they look. You can tell a very drastic difference. I think a lot of people that say that Destiny 2 looks like the first Destiny are people that just don't play the game and kind of are checking it out for the first time. Because if you only watched Destiny 1 and never played it, it may look similar, but I can honestly tell you that from a feel standpoint, the games feel obviously similar, but much better. Like, Destiny 2 feels so much smoother in the means of like the shooting mechanics and the registry and just really everything. It just feels very good. And I've enjoyed both PvP and PvE. Let's first talk about the PvE. We are playing through the first strike mission that is available. Actually, the only strike mission that's available for the beta, but it's going to be the first strike in the game as far as I know. And I can honestly tell you that the design for the strike was absolutely phenomenal. It felt very raid-like, honestly. I know that seems weird, but that's a really good structure because it makes me think like, oh my god, if this is the strike, can we only imagine what the raid is going to be like? It's going to be insane. The way that there are different parts and mechanics to the bosses where like he slams the ground and the entire ground you're taking damage over time, so you have to jump up on something. It's obviously not huge mechanics like we're probably going to see in the raid, but they're baby mechanics, which makes the strike that more fun to play through multiple times. I played through the strike probably like 6 or 7 times and I haven't got bored a single time, because if you're playing with different people with different classes, you're gonna need different strategies accordingly. And playing through the strike feels very progressive. It doesn't feel like the Destiny 1 missions where it's like, okay, deploy your ghost here, defend this for a certain amount of time, then you're gonna go to this next part, rinse and repeat, fight this type of boss, and then like, I can't tell you how many times in Destiny 1 I've just kind of felt numbed by the fact that you had to do the same thing over and over. Well, the strikes in Destiny 2, if they follow suit with this first one, is very progressive. Like, each individual section has like a mini boss, and then you eventually fight the big boss at the end. But the mini bosses, like, although they do feel just like another AI, they're set up in ways that makes everything feel very different. So one boss you'll fight where they're coming out of like a little enclosed area, so you can use close quarter combat. One boss will be in the complete open, so that you can have you know, your squad mates that are using sniper rifles kind of take them out from a distance. There's very slight changes with the progression of the strike that make it feel different every single, you know, section of the map. Also, you get like very similar feel to like Venus on this map or on this planet rather. I think it's called Nessus. So you get like similarities, but it feels different enough that it doesn't feel like you're just on Venus again. Now, I understand, like, people saying, like, oh, it just feels like the first Destiny. The thing about that is that why change what's not broken? And one of the best things about Destiny was the shooting mechanics, just the feel that the game had. The UI was always fantastic. It took a little while to get used to the inventory system, but once you did, it was just really convenient. And overall, it just feels very polished. It feels like an overall better version of Destiny 1. And as a Destiny 1 player, you know, a lot of people are like, oh, you didn't play Destiny 1. I actually played Destiny 1 a lot, okay? I played in between Xbox and PlayStation. I think combined I have around, I'd say like 600, 700 hours, which may not seem like a lot to a hardcore gamer like me, because it's really not. I've pumped so many more hours than that into other games, but I did play Destiny 1 a lot, and there are a lot of things about Destiny 1 that I really enjoyed, and they preserved those things in Destiny 2, which is all you can ask for from a sequel, because I've seen so many times, time and time again, where like people and companies and dev teams feel the need to innovate, but they innovate in the wrong areas. They change things that make the game what it was, and I'm happy to see that Bungie didn't do that with Destiny 2. Destiny 2 feels great, and I really can't wait for you guys to get in and try it out. Even if you didn't play the first Destiny, the cool thing about it is that you're pretty much just starting over, which I think is absolutely cool. Now, there wasn't a huge amount of content as far as like loot drops go available in the beta. There was also a good amount of things just kind of cut off. I don't know if they're not going to have like talents on gear and stuff, but you do notice that like the game is a lot more casual than the original Destiny. Now, is that good? I don't know. I honestly think as a hardcore player, having weapon talents that feel different on specific weapons. For example, you're playing Destiny 1, you get a Isoluna or IS Saluna, however you say it. You get an Isoluna to drop, and you're not sure if that weapon is going to have the correct rolls. In this game, it seems like all the weapons have set rolls. I don't know if that's going to... I think they said that it's going to continue to be that way, which makes me a little bit worried, because that means like once you get a weapon, like that's it. That's like the only weapon you ever need. It's not like in Destiny 1, which I really liked, you're not going to have to get multiple versions of that weapon. So to a casual standpoint, that's a lot better, because people who don't put enough time into the game, or I shouldn't say that, I should say people who don't have enough time to put into the game are going to have opportunities to get these weapons and get the perfect rolls, or to get, in this case, the only rolls possible. I hope in the future they have some sort of way to make it fun to get multiples of a certain weapon. Seeing that Destiny doesn't have any type of trading, I can see a lot of junk materials that we're going to be getting from getting the same weapons and gear over and over. So I don't know if they're going to change that in the future, if they have different plans, maybe different versions of each like specific weapon. So for example, maybe just because they have set rolls on a specific type of weapon doesn't mean that they can't have multiple versions of that weapon, if that makes sense. So I think that will be really interesting to see how they're going to make the game replayable. Obviously, Destiny has always had a really good progression system. I hope they can find a healthy like medium between the grind of when Destiny 1 first came out and the grind of I don't even think you can call it a grind, of year 3, where it was just super easy just to get like the legendary marks, and you could just level up your character, your light level super fast, and it was just really easy to progress. Now, I don't mind that as long as there's enough continuation of content over the months, and I do know that they have 2 planned DLCs that are already finished, as far as I know, or close to finished, that will be planned for the next couple of months after the update is released. So I am really enjoying the Destiny 2 beta. There's obviously only so much you can do. There's only 2 subclasses for each class, and there's also just, I think there's one available map for Control and one available map for the new game mode, which isn't coming to mind right now, which is bothering me. But the new mode is actually really fun. It's competitive. It's basically like an attack and defend round-based bomb mode, where you know the attackers have to go in and plant a fuse at one of the bomb sites. It's very competitive, and I think that's going to be the mode that they use for Trials of Osiris. And I found it pretty fun, pretty tactical. You have to kind of be in communication with your teammates, kind of giving call outs and making strategies, which is really good. And then Control, oh my god, Control is so much better than it was in Destiny 1. The reason I didn't like Control too much in Destiny 1 was because of the 6v6 kind of just madness of just people coming every which direction. Everyone had their supers up almost all the time, and it was just insane. Now I know that, like, you know, with 6 people and each person getting a super, it's gonna feel like you're getting hit with supers all the time. Well, in this version of Control, you do not get your supers as fast because intellect isn't a thing, as far as I know, for Destiny 2, and you're not going to get reduced cooldowns, so people aren't kind of spamming their supers as much as before. Actually, in some situations, we either won or lost so fast that nobody really got their supers. Usually you just pop your super at the end and not really get much use of it. But I gotta say, it felt really nice to play Destiny in a 4v4 environment where the map was nice and small, but it was well made, very symmetrical, and each part of the map had multiple ways to get to that. So you couldn't just like camp in a part of the map. Like multiple times I had the sniper rifle and it's so uneasy to snipe, unlike in Destiny 1 where you can get in some areas of the map where you just feel super comfortable just kind of holding down that side of the map and just sniping people over and over. Well, I gotta tell you, that's no longer in Destiny 2. You're gonna feel very uneasy when you're using a sniper or any type of weapon if you're trying to hold a part of the map, because there's so many vessels, if you will, to get to so many areas. It's just great, and it's very fast-paced and it's very enjoyable. Now, it does have the, it feels like very Destiny 1 netcode, I will admit. You will get kills around walls, people will kill you around walls, you will see situations where people are lagging all over the place because they're red barred. It's frustrating. This is why I kind of wish that Destiny had dedicated servers rather than having, like, you know, these dedicated slash P2P hybrid things that they got going on. But regardless, you know, even with that happening a few times, it was still very enjoyable, and I think the PvP is in a much better, much more balanced state than, you know, Destiny PvP has ever been. Anyways, guys, I'm gonna let the rest of this video actually play out. We did really well. Like, I was just playing with 2 random players that it matchmade me with, and we actually went through and defeated this pretty easily. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully this kind of gave you guys a first impressions if you haven't had a chance to play the game yourself. And maybe if you already played the game, let me know what your opinions are in the comment section below. I love to hear what people think about the game. Anyways, I've been Like Butter. Thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you guys next time. Take care, everybody.
Guys, we've encountered a massive vex mine.
Watch your back, friend. I'm detecting multiple ordnance types.
You're not helping. feet! Oh, good shot! It's not getting up from that. Zavala, we're good. Hey, Failsafe.
Yes, friendly ghost?
We did it. We did a great job. Admit it.
Technically, the captain did. You live in his backpack.
Ugh, switch off.